Namaskar children. In the previous lecture, we have discussed the refraction of light through a glass prism, dispersion of light, recombination of white light, and the formation of a rainbow. Today, continuing with the second half of the chapter, Human Eye and the Colorful World, we are going to discuss about atmospheric refraction, within which we will discuss why do stars appear to twinkle and planets do not, and why does sun appear 2 minutes before the actual sunrise and it is there 2 minutes after the actual sunrise as well. So what is atmospheric refraction? It is the refraction of light due to different layers of Earth's atmosphere. The examples of atmospheric refraction are twinkling of stars, stars appear higher than they actually are, advanced sunrise and delayed sunset, and flattening of the sun's disk. So we'll be discussing these examples of atmospheric refraction. So let us start with the twinkling of stars. This here is representing the actual position of a star. Now we know stars are very far away from the surface of the earth, and hence they appear like point sources of light, very small sources of light. We call them point sources of light, very very far away from the surface of the earth. These lines or this shading here is representing the earth's atmosphere, in which I have tried to represent increasing density or increasing refractive index as we are moving towards the surface of the earth. So the densities of these layers are increasing, layers of the atmosphere is increasing towards the surface of the earth, and hence the refractive index is also increasing. So this is an observer on the surface of the earth, and this star here, which is very very far from the surface of the earth, when the starlight enters the earth's atmosphere, initially, since it is traveling through approximately a vacuum, it will come straight. But as soon as the light strikes the atmospheric layers, the refraction will begin, and at each layer the light will bend towards the normal, and gradually after bending it will enter the observer's eye. Now to the observer, the light which has entered his eye, it would appear as if I am producing back the dotted line as the light ray which has entered from the star. To the observer, it would appear as if light is coming from here. This was the actual path of the light. Gradually it has bent towards the normal and entered the observer's eye. I have produced back that light, and this is now the apparent position of the star. That means to us the stars appear at a different position from their actual position. हमें stars अपनी actual position पे नहीं दिखते हैं when we are watching them from the surface of the earth. Bending की वजह से they are slightly shifted from their actual position. Or in other words, the apparent position of the star that we see is slightly above the actual position. Above does not mean कि height ऊपर है. Above only means कि स्टार एक्चुअली यहाँ है तो उससे थोड़ा सा यहाँ दिख रहा है. हमें सरफेस ऑफ द अर्थ से वो थोड़ा उसकी लाइन से उस पोजीशन से थोड़ा साइड में यहाँ दिखेगा. तो हमारे लिए तो सरफेस ऑफ द अर्थ से वी वुड से कि थोड़ा ऊपर है एक्चुअल पोजीशन से. नाउ सिंस दीज एटमॉस्फेरिक लेयर्स which are of increasing refractive index, this particular positioning will not remain, this particular refractive index sequence will not remain same, because atmospheric conditions continuously change. Humidity factor है, wind currents हैं, temperatures हैं, they are continuously changing. So this density pattern also keeps on changing, and hence this apparent position of the stars also keeps on slightly changing. Continuously refraction हो रही है जिसकी वजह से the position of the star is appearing to be here. Now this position continuously flickers because these atmospheric layers are not constant. इनकी atmospheric conditions are continuously changing. So this apparent position also continuously flickers. This gives a twinkling effect. So the reason is, since it is a point source, बहुत छोटी सी लाइट सोर्स दिख रही है हमें सर्फेस ऑफ द अर्थ से, और इस पॉइंट सोर्स की जो अपरेंट पोजीशन है वो कंटिन्यूसली चेंज होती रहती है. कभी स्लाइटली इधर शिफ्ट हो रही है, कभी स्लाइटली लेफ्ट में शिफ्ट हो रही है, कभी राइट में शिफ्ट हो रही है. और ये पॉइंट सोर्स है जो इतनी दूर शिफ्ट हो रही है, दैट गिव्स अ ट्विंकलिंग इफेक्ट. इंटेंसिटी ऑफ लाइट कमिंग फ्रॉम द स्टार डज नॉट चेंज. रिमेंबर, हमें ट्विंकलिंग में इफेक्ट ऐसा आ रहा होता है क्योंकि बहुत जल्दी से पोजीशन ऑफ द स्टार यहाँ पे फ्लिकर कर रही है, सो दैट गिव्स अ ट्विंकलिंग इफेक्ट. अदरवाइज इट्स नॉट कि स्टार से कभी ज्यादा लाइट आ रही है या कभी कम लाइट आ रही है. नो, इट इज ओनली बिकॉज ऑफ एटमॉस्फेरिक रिफ्रैक्शन. नाउ हाउ आर यू गोइंग टू पुट इट इनटू वर्ड्स? We'll say the star appears at an apparent position due to atmospheric refraction. This apparent position continuously changes due to changing atmospheric conditions, and this gives a twinkling effect. Reason being, stars are point sources of light very, very far away from the surface of the earth. So this is how we'll write the answer. Stars are point sources of light very far away from the earth. Starlight undergoes atmospheric refraction and star appears at an apparent position above the actual position. This apparent position continuously changes due to continuously changing atmospheric conditions. This gives a twinkling effect. Whereas planets don't appear to twinkle. That is because they are extended sources of light, which means a collection of many point sources, and the twinkling effect of all the point sources taken together is nullified. Hence, planets don't appear to twinkle. Next, we'll discuss the reason for advanced sunrise and delayed sunset. We see sunrise 2 minutes before actual sunrise, and we see sunset 2 minutes after actual sunset. This is because of atmospheric refraction. So here is the diagram which we will be using to explain the advanced sunrise and delayed sunset. This is representing the surface of the earth, observer on the surface of the earth, and this is the envelope of air around the earth, that is the atmosphere, and this dotted straight line here is representing the horizon of the observer. So sun is below the horizon and sun rays are coming towards the observer. When they are traveling through space, which is approximately a vacuum, they are coming straight. As soon as they will strike the atmosphere, they will start bending. So here is the diagram which we will be using to explain the advanced sunrise and delayed sunset. This is representing the surface of the earth, observer on the surface of the earth, and this is the envelope of air around the earth, that is the atmosphere, and this dotted straight line here is representing the horizon of the observer. So sun is below the horizon and sun rays are coming towards the observer. When they are traveling through space, which is approximately a vacuum, they are coming straight. As soon as they will strike the atmosphere, they will start bending. This sunlight will now continuously bend towards the normal and then enter the observer's eye. So this sunlight was coming straight through the atmosphere, which is approximately a vacuum, and when it enters the atmosphere, it continuously bends and then enters the observer's eyes. Now to the observer, since the light is coming after bending due to atmospheric refraction, the sun would appear at an apparent position above the horizon. So this is the apparent position of the sun above the horizon. So for this observer, the sunrise has taken place. The actual position of the sun is below the horizon, but since due to atmospheric refraction, the observer can view the sun at an apparent position above the horizon, so for him sunrise has taken place. Similar happens at the time of sunset also. When the sun is set, that is when the sun is below the horizon, sun has gone below the horizon, the sun rays can still enter the observer's eye due to atmospheric refraction. They are traveling straight from space, but when they enter the Earth's atmosphere, they continuously bend towards the normal and enter the observer's eye. Now to the observer, the sun would appear at an apparent position above the horizon for at least 2 minutes. So when the sun has already gone below the horizon, still for 2 minutes the sun can be viewed above the horizon. So that is why we say there is an advanced sunrise. सन एक्चुअली होराइजन के ऊपर आने से 2 मिनट पहले तक सन दिखने लग जाता है. एंड डिलेड सनसेट, सन के सेट होने के 2 मिनट बाद तक सन विजिबल रहता है. This is due to atmospheric refraction. Now, how do we put it in words if asked in examination? So, diagram you will be drawing if you are asked this question. This self-explanatory diagram has to be there. You will show the earth, the atmospheric layers, the horizon of the observer, and you will show the sun's actual position is below the horizon and the apparent position is above the horizon. So, that is advanced sunrise. And for delayed sunset, you will simply draw another sun below the horizon just to show a mirror image of the same, and an apparent position above the horizon. So that is delayed sunset. So you will be writing that before the actual sunrise, sun is below the horizon. Due to atmospheric refraction, sun appears at an apparent position above the horizon. That is advanced sunrise. And after actual sunset, when sun is below the horizon, due to atmospheric refraction, it appears at an apparent position above the horizon. So that is delayed sunset. Also, the sun's disk appears flattened near the horizon. It is also because of the atmospheric refraction. Next, we are going to discuss another phenomena shown by light, that is scattering of light. When a beam of light interacts with a particle of matter, it is redirected in many different directions. This phenomena is known as scattering of light. This is a diagram depicting what do we mean by scattering of light: incident light striking a particle and getting scattered. What do we mean by Tyndall effect? It's a phenomena in which the particles in a colloid scatter the beam of light that are directed at them. You are already familiar with the effect since class 9th. When a beam of light passes through a colloid, the colloidal particles not allow the light to pass through completely. The light collides with the colloidal particles and is scattered. Let us now discuss the examples of Tyndall effect. The first one is that the path of light becomes visible when it passes through a small opening in a dark room. Or the second example can be that the path of sunlight becomes visible when it passes through a canopy in a forest. Now remember, the color of the scattered light depends on the size of the scattering particle. Very fine particles scatter mainly blue light, or you can say light of shorter wavelength, while particles of larger size, they scatter light of longer wavelengths, that is red color. So if size of particles is very large, the scattered light may appear white. So this is an animation here which is showing that why red color being longer wavelength is less scattered and blue color being shorter wavelength is more scattered. You can see here both the wavelengths or both the colors are entering into a medium, and red being a longer wavelength is colliding less number of times with the medium particles or interacting less number of times, whereas blue being shorter wavelength is interacting more number of times with the medium particles, hence is more scattered. So this is a very commonly asked question in board exam as well, that why is the color of sky blue? So you are going to answer that this is due to scattering of light. Our atmosphere consists of fine particles, that is gas molecules, dust, water vapor, etc., and their size is comparable to shorter wavelengths, blue color. Hence blue color. Also, it is to be noted that sky appears dark instead of blue to an astronaut in space. This is because there is no atmosphere there to scatter the sunlight. Next we will discuss that why the sun appears reddish at the time of sunrise and sunset. So now when the sun is near the horizon, the sun rays are traveling a larger distance through the atmosphere. This particular distance here is representing the distance which the sun rays are traveling through the atmosphere. And similar would be the distance at the time of sunset also, when the sun would be near the horizon on the other side. So when these sun rays are traveling a larger distance through the atmosphere, most of the blue light will get scattered and the sun would appear reddish. What I mean to say here is that the sun rays or the sunlight, which is also known as white light, which is carrying all 7 colors, when these 7 colors are coming as white light, when they strike the atmosphere, since our atmosphere is consisting particles which scatter blue more effectively, so most of the blue will be scattered. Or you can say the lower end of the spectrum is being scattered. And the sun appears to be a mixture of the upper end of the spectrum. Red, yellow, orange, उनका मिक्सचर जैसा दिखता है सन इस टाइम पे. एक ऑरेंजिश रेडिश सी ह्यू हो जाती है उसके आसपास. स्काई ऑल्सो स्टार्ट्स अपियरिंग रेडिश ऑरेंजिश एट द टाइम ऑफ सनसेट एंड सनराइज. सो वो 7 कलर्स आ रहे थे. ब्लू और लोअर एंड ऑफ द स्पेक्ट्रम यहाँ पे स्कैटर हो गया. तो बचे हुए कलर्स कौन से हैं? टॉप of the spectrum, red, orange, yellow. These are the dominant colors. So sun would appear of that color at the time of sunset and sunrise. Whereas when the sun is right above the observer, मतलब noon के time पे जो होता है, at noon the sun is exactly above the observer. So you can clearly see the sun rays are traveling very less distance through the atmosphere. काफ़ी कम travel करना पड़ रहा है sun rays को through atmosphere at the time of noon. So that is the reason why during noon you don't see the sun to be reddish. In fact, it appears very, very bright because very less scattering is taking place. As the sun rays are traveling very less distance through the atmosphere. So you will write this is due to scattering of light. During sunrise and sunset, sun is near the horizon. So sun rays travel longer distance through the atmosphere and most of the blue is hence scattered and sun appears reddish. So why does the sun appear white or very bright during noon? This diagrammatic explanation can be given. You can show that the sun rays are traveling a very small distance through the atmosphere and hence very less scattering is taking place and sun appears white, or you can say very, very bright. This is another commonly asked question, that why are danger signals colored red? The answer is that red color has the longest wavelength and hence it is least scattered by the atmospheric particles. Now atmospheric particles here include the dust particles, gas molecules, fog, smog, etc. So red light is able to travel longer distances and enter the observer's eye. Instead of deviating or scattering here and there, it straight away enters the observer eye. So the purpose of danger signal will be solved. दूर तक दिखना चाहिए danger signal. So that is the reason why danger signals are colored red. जो underlined points हैं वो key points हैं इस आंसर के. Red color longest wavelength, least scattered.